Hi, I'm Kerry. I practice and study Vedic astrology, which is a complex and amazing navigational tool that I hope to make a little bit more simple for you. Today is April 27th. It's a Sunday. I'm looking at the week ahead. We're just going to briefly check what the planets are doing coming up, and maybe this will be helpful to you as you plan your week. Today's Sunday. And you can see the charts beside me on the left. The upper chart is the South Indian style. Then the lower one is the North Indian style. People's brains work differently, but it's offering you the same exact information. Um, anyway, what we're looking at is where they all are. If you can see in the second box from the left on the upper chart, you can see MO and SU. That's Moon and Sun. And I have the chart set for Washington, D.C. At 7 a.m. for each of these days. We're just going to click through each day. And today's the new moon. Few hours from now, the moon and sun are going to be completely conjoined. It's a new moon. So on the days leading up to a new moon, which would be last week and the last few days, we can get tired. You can feel tired with the new moon. As the moon's energy wanes and drains, so does ours. Our mental and physical energy can feel a little bit low. And especially with the moon having just moved through Pisces, which is still where we have that grouping of planets, Rahu, Saturn, Mercury, and Venus. So the moon passed through there. And that's still an intense kind of knot of energy, especially this last week we had a complete conjunction of Saturn, Rahu, and Venus, which if you look at the picture of my last week's one, it's a picture of Poseidon and Cyclops and some female figure from Greek mythology, which reminded me of Saturn, Rahu, and Venus. And if it's felt like in some way that you've been having a wrestling match with a sea monster and are at risk of being pulled into the depths, that could be why. And so keep fighting, wrestling. We are sailing out of this kind of troubling waters. Mercury, none of the planets are going to move any signs this week except for the moon. The moon is it. So at this moment, right now, when I'm talking to you, we're having a new moon moment. The moon is completely conjoined with the sun, and then we'll start waxing later on today and moving through the beginning of the zodiac. So Aries is where we are right now. The sun is exalted in Aries. This is a really strong sun. Last week we talked about the train moving out of the station, whether you're ready or not, and that's true. And it's even getting more desperately to the feeling of like, oh my gosh, I'm going. I don't know if I'm ready. So whatever, you got to grab that one bag that's left on this platform and go at this point. It's a big goodbye time with all of those planets in Pisces, but it's also let's get going. We're moving forward time. Mars has been in just a few brief things that I've noticed. Mars in Cancer, debilitated, a little frustrated. Especially when we're talking about emotional things or whatnot. Rahu has been exactly aspecting Mars. That's loosening. But when Rahu and Mars are involved with things, we can be rash or aggressive or accident prone. So that energy is still happening a little bit. So please, take it slow and don't let anger get the best of you. It won't be worth it. So that's one thing I've been noticing that's going on with folks. Yes. So today, Sunday, exalted sun, lovely. When we click forward to Monday, which is tomorrow, you can see that the sun is still in Aries. It's in a different nakshatra, and kind of similar vibes. But as the moon starts getting bigger, we can feel more energetic, positive, and whatnot. So that's Monday. Tuesday, you guys, do not miss Tuesday. It's a really important day. Every year in the Hindu calendar, we have something called Akshaya Tritiya. It's the third day away from the new moon. And it is the day every year we have this day, and it is considered to be an auspicious day for doing almost anything. So, we in Vedic astrology, one of our things we do is we find auspicious times to do important actions. So Akshaya Tritiya is the day every year when the sun is exalted and the moon is exalted. So the moon gets exalted in Taurus, the sun gets it in Aries. So Tuesday is our day. Think of something important that you want to start, and try to make a little ceremony out of it. Do that action. It's a positive day. And this year is we have Moon and Jupiter together on Akshaya Tritiya. That only happens once every 12 years when Jupiter's also in Taurus. So that's kind of cool. Think about what you could roll on Tuesday because it is an auspicious day. So good luck with that. And Wednesday, moon will still be with Jupiter. It's not a bad day to do new things because the moon is still, in an exalted sign, and it's even closer with Jupiter. So if you can't do it on Tuesday, do it on Wednesday. That's my best advice for you. You can also see, if you look, take your eyes up to the upper left corner of that top chart, that we still have that grouping there. If you look at the numbers with the degrees, you're going to see that Saturn and Rahu are still really close. That's RA and SA. And then ME is Mercury. It's getting into those later degrees of Pisces. It's going to be shooting into Aries. We'll talk about that next week. And then Venus, you can see, is starting to break away from that Saturn-Rahu combo. Honestly, that's going to feel better for everybody. And I'm writing the May forecast right now. I hope to have it published out for you ASAP. But while I was writing that, I noticed like that grouping in in Pisces, which is all of the team, all of those planets are on one team or one friend group. And I was looking into Rahu going into Aquarius. I was writing about that in the monthly forecast, and I was cruising back to when was the last time Rahu, did these things. Anyway, somehow I got back to 2013. And it was because that was the year Rahu and Saturn had a conjunction in Libra. It was actually a year and a half, a little over a year and a half, where Saturn and Rahu were conjoined in Libra. Like right now, we're having a Saturn Rahu combination for 6 weeks, which seems really intense. It was like over a year and a half. Do you guys remember that? 2013, January of 2013 to like August of 2014. Think back. Anyway, that same grouping, it was September of 2013 specifically. So just for fun, think about 2013 September. We had those 4 planets in Libra. Anyway, not much longer that we're going to have that combo. But I digress. We're not even in this week anymore. Okay, so we're at Wednesday. What I just wanted to say, because Wednesday is Mercury's day, and it's pushing toward getting into Aries and joining the sun here pretty soon. So Thursday, moon moves to Gemini. You can see it in Ardra. Ardra is kind of an intense nakshatra. So it could feel like an emotional day or a busy day or a I thought this was going to happen day, but it didn't happen day. That's Thursday. And then Friday, we still have moon in Gemini, different nakshatra. We're gotten into Punarvasu, which is nice. Could be a good positive Friday. Especially with Venus being exalted, still in an exchange of signs with Jupiter. Thursday and Friday could be interesting days. That's positive for both Venus and Jupiter, and they are in a positive exchange, especially with Venus moving away from the Saturn-Rahu combination. It's been a lot. So, get in that little boat, Venus, start rowing away. It's time to move on. So that's Friday. And then this is Saturday. This will be the last day I talk about, but check it out. Moon and Mars are going to be together by next Saturday. So that'll be Saturday and Sunday next week, that the moon and Mars are together. And I want to just note that next Saturday, moon is at the early degrees of Cancer, still getting that aspect from Rahu. as he flounders around in the early degrees of Pisces for just a little bit longer. So, um, that's the week ahead. Generally, I would say it might be a little bit more smooth than last week. We've got the moon waxing. That makes us a little bit more energetic. Both Venus and Mercury are moving away from Saturn and Rahu. We have exalted sun. We have Tuesday, Akshaya Tritiya, so do something really cool on Tuesday or Wednesday if you can't do Tuesday. But yeah, that's the week ahead. I think that it feels a little bit more positive. It feels like a little bit more clear. And I hope this has been a helpful few moments for you to tune into what the planets are doing ahead. Leave your comments. Let me know. This is very general. I'm talking about everybody in the entire world. And I love working with people individually. So if you want to know what's happening for you, find me and schedule an appointment. Thanks a lot for listening. Have a great rest of your weekend. Take care.